So, in what ways does your media product use, develop and challenge forms and conventions of real media products? So, titles at the beginning and credits at the end.
But it's just the title of the film rather than actors' names.
Yeah, because it's a short film, we didn't want to take too much time up with the whole credits at the beginning.
So we saw that quite a lot in other short films, so kind of we've used that convention.
Yeah. Also, one main character that is the focus of the film, so it's Martin in our case.
Yeah.
And from our research, we found that sign language and
Memories.
and tea break only have one main character.
So we took that from that. We have a problem that is set up to resolve, so obviously
That's quite a normal way of
How's
telling
the
a
general
story.
narrative structure?
Yeah. Stereotypes.
There. So like a husband that is bossed around by the wife and a scary mother-in-law.
Short film. In our short film, and in any short film, there is no need for you to say everything, like the background of the characters and stuff, because again it uses stereotypes, so you don't need to know everything.
In 5 minutes there isn't time to explain everything, so you leave it for the audience to make the assumption.
Yeah.
And this is what we have done.
In our film,
I
Dead
agree.
Meat.
Development. Our
The
film
use of development.
develops conventions by
Through feature films, when the music starts, the action starts, and that happens in our film when he's running down the road, doesn't it? It's when first
Kind of picks up and pace, doesn't it?
Yeah.
we've sort of developed it from feature films because you see it less often in short films.
Also in the development of our film, we've got a twist at the end. There's a problem, and we solved it, but there's a new one at the end, which is
Because the mother-in-law asked how Pete made the meal, and so now Pete has to decide whether to lie or tell the truth.
So that's sort of a development of the problem convention. Okay, our film challenges conventions because it has credits at the end that aren't scrolling, but quite often they are scrolling, so we've sort of challenged the conventions there because we thought it would suit better. And our main character doesn't speak, so we kind of challenged the convention there because we don't hear him say anything.
Yes.
but you get what he's feeling and what he's doing through our film.
Emotions.
Yeah, mise en scene.
Mise en scène.
There's a lot of close-ups, isn't there?
Yeah.
His face and stuff.
With the onions and everything.
And it leaves the audience to think about how
Yeah, they kind of
decide
create their
themselves,
own.
yeah, use their imagination.
How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary texts?
So we did the radio trailer, which had the same soundtrack as our actual film, so that two of them matched up together, and the voiceover is kind of similar to MasterChef because the whole film is kind of MasterChef inspired.
Same kind of target audience,
Yeah.
older people.
Yeah, the voiceover was quite kind of intense, wasn't it? And then
Yeah.
it got really happy, so then you kind of, the first section was a bit like, oh god, what is it? But then when it like got really happy, so you were like, oh, company's voice.
It's based on the same genre as MasterChef in a way that that's edited.
With the
Together.
cooking and stuff. Yeah.
Reading the note out at the beginning that's in the film, kind of it explains to the audience what's going to happen and like why there's the whole why the voiceover it says what it says.
Yeah, and there's extracts from the mother-in-law which make it link to the film.
So in my magazine review, well, we all decide to put it in little white lines.
Well, yeah, actually we've kind of done a similar thing, haven't we? We've all tried to make it Little White Lies style.
Which is quite
With the layout.
It's quite quirky, but not.
It's very contemporary.
It's like quite sophisticated words, but like quirky and kind
It
of
kind of
funny.
tells you how it is, doesn't it? It kind of
Quite
doesn't
witty.
highlight
like
it.
witty and sarcastic kind of thing.
And has loads of references to other films in it, which is quite difficult to write like that.
It's really critical, but I think that is good. So
because some tried to cover up that and just look at the good points, then you go and watch it and it's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
quite good. But yeah, so we did our layout in that kind of style, which was, it's quite like
Arty.
yeah, it's like a picture and then it's quite, I don't know,
Structured.
yeah.
It's got some
Similar.
like graphics in it as well.
Mm,
isn't
yeah.
it? Sort of stuff.
Yeah. So for the pictures, we obviously took screenshots of our film, which was, because our camera angles were quite interesting, it was quite easy to get like a few.
Interesting ones.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
And we did the bit at the end with the anticipation,
Enjoyment.
and
In retrospect.
in retrospect we wrote about that because that's how the magazine normally does it.
And the pictures we chose were like even though we chose like the most interesting camera angles, they were like shots which did tell the story.
Yeah. And showed what it was about, and it kind of linked to our short film because the magazine's got a similar target audience to our film, sort of more sophisticated film watchers and students and stuff.
Yeah.
The photos we used were really generalised, weren't they?
Yeah.
From our film. You sum it up.
Yeah.
Didn't really give too much away. but
Yeah, they
it
weren't
did-
specific shots.
It did explain the title though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead Meat,
The
but
rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
so it links quite well with our film.
Yep.
On the 31st of January, we had our A2 screening of our short films. The purpose of this was to gain audience feedback that we could use to improve our short film. We had mainly positive comments, but the thing we will change is make the note scene longer so that people can read the note more easily.
Like we did improvise a lot on the camera shots, like the fisheye in the sink. Do you think it worked well, or did it look unprofessional with the amount that we used?
Yeah, I thought it was very good, the different types of filming techniques that you used, and it helped to make it all work and move along and be very interesting. I've seen some films where people have overused techniques, but I think you got the balance right. How did you manage to stop that creeping in where you overuse film techniques? Because it was quite nice the way you did it, I think.
We kind of just, we shot loads on both days, and then so we could have the option of picking and choosing which ones we wanted rather than leaving ourselves short.
How did you choose the soundtrack to go with it? Because I thought it was really good, it went with it really well.
We looked for a soundtrack that would fit our film well, and that one just seemed to be the best for the sort of mood that we're trying to go for. We're trying to go for kind of hurried, but he wasn't panicking too much. He was just going through the motions of trying to find a way around the problem, and that one was the one that we thought fitted the most.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Okay, our film is a comedy drama. Did you find it was funny and dramatic?
Yes, I thought it was extremely funny. I wouldn't say it was particularly dramatic, but I think you chose your characters very well. Bad expressions on their faces. Didn't need to be much dialogue. I think it just spoke for itself, and the lead actor was extremely good. Very, very well done.
Thank you.
I felt we could all relate to such a situation where we all panicked and had to put something together at the last minute.
We also used audience feedback further back to improve our short film as we went along.
do